insure they insure the lender that any event they default. Okay, so they basically back. This is like I said on the residential side from an FHA standpoint. They back the lenders. The great thing about the SBA is that the borrower only has to put down 10%, okay, of their capital. We was talking about the other loan, the CRE, anywhere between 20 and 30%. But yeah, 10%. This is actually I have a client right now, the one I was just referencing about the auto dealership, the auto repair shop that he's doing. He's putting down 10%. But so the lender has 50% of it. The CDC works with the SBA, and if you're not familiar with the CDC, what that is the Community Development Corporation. A lot of them, they have CDCFIs now. These are institutions that they're in your community. They help with economic development and growth, and they provide, assistance, not just capital assistance, technical assistance, and intellectual capital as well. So, but the great thing about the SBA is that it went from 350 to 14 million. Now, 51% has to be owned by the owner. Okay. While the commercial side, the conventional CRE loan that we just looked at, it could just strictly be an investment property. But with the SBA, for example, let's just say, for example, if like Rashida, she owns this retailer place, she would have to have her business have 51% of this whole strip mall for an SBA loan. Now she can rent out the rest of the 49%, but you have to occupy at least 51% of it. The great thing about this one's amortized over 25 years. Okay, it's not like a balloon. We talked about with the CRE loan, it was after 20 years you got to pay that full balance. I mean, who knows what that balance could potentially be? But this is amortized. This is still full recourse. The rates are really pretty good too as well, the fixed rates. But I would recommend someone looking to get in the commercial game. With the last two loans, actually, you do have to provide full documentation though, in terms of 2 years of tax returns, business, personal, financials, interim, financials, debt schedule. So they really do a deep dive into your personal finances as well as the business finances, because this is a government program that allows some assistance. But again, this is great for very low down payment. At the end of the day, if you don't get anything from it, if you want to get a commercial property and you want to put the least amount of money down, SBA 504 is the way to go.
Can you use that loan to buy things for the business, like equipment?
That's a good question. This 504 loan is primarily really just for real estate. They have another program, SBA 7A, we're going to be talking about that as well, and that's for business acquisition. That's for like working capital, business acquisition, lines of credit. So it's basically another solution to the SBA, but they don't call it 504. This is just strictly for real estate purposes, the 504. You can typically, they say plant, equipment, and building, but most of the deals are 504s through real estate deals. Because of. Any other questions about this? Again, this is a great option. It's funny because in a traditional setting, a lot of the banks, it's funny because, I work for a lot of the bigger banks, and we were required to have a certain amount of SBA deals, because, it's all in conjunction with, federal regulation, because these lenders, they want to obviously say, hey, they're helping people in the community, it's just a good look for them. But unfortunately, they were really tough to get done. When we was talking about SBA deals, it was just like, man, it was tough. So, but this is a great solution. I'm working with lenders right now. Like I said, I have a client, literally. I'm just not making this up. I got a client right now that's taking advantage of the 504. 10% down, and he's excited about it. So, yep. Okay, so this is what you was talking about, Eric, right here. This is the SBA 7A. Okay, and this is good for business acquisition, debt restructuring, working capital. This is it. This is a line of credit. It's a term loan. You can pretty much do a lot of different things. SBA 7A is just one of them. They have like the import loan, they have the export loan. They got different types. They have a veteran one for veterans. So, how you doing, Chris? Thanks for coming out. It's a lot of different options. A lot of different options with this. But the great thing about this, SBA 7A, they at least require at least 10% down for this particular loan as well. Again, it's backed by the federal, by SBA. 100K to 5 million. 650 is the score on these. prime plus 2.75 generally is with the SBA. But really, when we talked about the term loans and line of credit in the first, after the commercial card, this is pretty much equivalent to that. This is just the SBA version of it. So typically you will have a government-backed program, which is required lower money down, you know, and then you'll have like a conventional program, which is pretty much, is not the same amount of down payment. So, but again, anyone that falls into this space here, again, these loans are, they tend to require full documentation. You know, again, like I said, they really want to see the borrower. But again, these are some good options. Any questions around the SBA 7A?
It's a great program.
It's a great program, right? It's a great program, right? Yeah. Okay, account receivable finance, okay? See, this is the great thing, you know, you all came out today and I certainly appreciate it. This is some of the things that I could offer from maybe a traditional setting. Traditional institutions can't offer, the account receivable financing, right? Basically what this is that, and it was great about the account receivable financing, it's an off-balance sheet financing, okay? So essentially, what that means in a nutshell is that a lot of these, it's just like on a personal side, think about it. If you take out a loan, okay, that's considered a liability against you as it relates to your credit utilization in terms of your debt ratios and things like that. So, you know, when you go to lenders, they see that and say, well, you know, you have this amount of debt, you have that amount of debt. You may not qualify because we feel like you're a risk. You know, you're kind of really what you call overextended or, you know, high credit utilization. The account receivable is basically, you can